Hey, what is going on, guys? It's Young here, and today I'm back in a Fortnite video. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys the best settings and also some really great tips that you guys can use to improve your accuracy. So if you feel like you're missing shots that you shouldn't miss, or if you're looking for some really easy tips to follow that can help improve your aim drastically, definitely stay to the end of the video because I'm going to be showing you guys the best settings and also a couple tips that will really help improve your aim and take it to the next level. So definitely stay to the end of the video. And real quick, before we get into the video, I have a V-Buck giveaway. I give away 2,000 V-Bucks every single Friday. So if you guys would like to participate in the next giveaway and win some free V-Bucks, all you guys have to do is to drop a like on the video. Make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Hit the notification bell, and as well leave a comment down below of your Xbox gamertag, PSN gamertag, or Epic account, and you guys will be automatically entered. If you guys would like to support them in the item shop, all you guys have to do is go down to the bottom right, click on support a creator, type in my creator code, which is Young Humor, and you guys will have me added and supported as a creator. And lastly, I'm super excited to announce my new merch. You guys can find it in the link in the description or the pinned comment if you guys are interested. Definitely get a long sleeve t-shirt or a hoodie if you guys like it. And with that being said, let's get right to the video. Alright, so in this video, I want to show you guys a couple tips and also the settings that I have that's going to help improve your aim and make it much better. So going into the settings and showing you guys everything that I have. So in the game settings, if you guys were curious on what I had, here is just all the settings. And I'd recommend all the things that I have. So like auto open doors, definitely want to have that on. Auto sort consumables to the right. I guess it really doesn't matter if you adjust your preferred item slots and put the guns and your heals in the correct slots that you want them. And then building, confirm edit on release, and then you take off the record replays. If you don't ever use them, it just hurts your FPS a little bit. If you don't ever look at replays, there's no point of having it on. And then my HUD was on 80%. So going into the sensitivity that I have and that I recommend for you guys to try out if you want to have the best aim possible, and that I recommend myself. Everyone has a little bit different preferences for sensitivities they like. So if you like these settings, maybe just slightly adjust them to what suits best for you, because some people like a little bit higher or some people like a little bit lower. But all in all, these are the settings that I recommend. I do like exponential a lot more than linear here in the current season. I think linear is great, but exponential is pretty meta, and I think just about every single pro is using it. So I do recommend playing on exponential over linear, but if you're still really comfortable with linear and you like it, then by all means stay on it. But I think exponential is the way to go. So those are the settings that I recommend, and I want to give you guys two very specific tips that is going to really help you out when it comes to your aim. It's something that you can apply immediately and that will help improve your aim. So the first thing that I want to talk about is when it comes specifically to your sensitivity and your settings. I see a lot of players even now still play on too high of a sensitivity, and this really does hurt them a lot when it comes to hitting their shots. And this really does apply for players who are on console, who play on a lower refresh rate. So if you're on like 60 hertz, it's going to be even harder to aim on higher sensitivities than if you were to be on PC and 240 hertz. So when you are on console, or just in general, you do want to play on a little bit lower of a sensitivity if aim is something that you struggle with. Because if you play on a high sensitivity and you hit all of your shots, then I guess this really doesn't apply. But I think you'd be even more accurate if you were to play on a lower sensitivity. So when it comes to specifically the sensitivity that I recommend if you want to be able to be more accurate is going to be less than 50%. So when it comes to your vertical and horizontal speed, I would say if you want to have the best aim possible, you need to be below 50%. You know, some people like 42%, some people like 48, 46, anything in that range. But I do recommend anything below a 50%, because anything above it, in my opinion, is going to be a little bit too fast to have really consistent aim. And some of you guys might be able to pull it off. And if you guys do, then by all means use that sensitivity. But for the majority of players, especially those on console on lower refreshes, you definitely want to be below 50% for your vertical and horizontal. And then when it comes to your aim down sight sensitivity, which I forgot to include it, but when you're aiming down your sights, I recommend less than 15% is going to be the sweet spot for that. And so the second tip I want to give that's really going to help you guys out that I see so many people still make the mistake of, and that's having bad crosshair placement. So say I want to shoot a guy who's around this wall, you always want to make sure that your crosshair is at level height with the target's head, meaning that if you walk around a corner, you want to make sure crosshair is at headshot level. So if you walk around the corner and there happens to be another player, you're able to shoot instantly. You don't have to go for a really long flick shot, and that's why some people do play on higher sensitivities. It's not because it helps them aim better, it's because their crosshair placement is just bad, so they have to go for a lot of flick shots. Because if you play properly, you don't have to do many flick shots at all, and it is significantly easier to hit shots when you don't. Because if you're rounding a corner and then your crosshair is already pre-aligned to where you want it, all you do is have to pull the trigger and you're gonna get the kill instantly, and you're gonna do a lot of damage because you don't have to worry about accidentally shooting their leg and hitting for no damage. You're gonna hit headshots and you're gonna hit 200s, so that's why you want to have good crosshair placement. And another thing too, when it comes to not just rounding corners, but also when you're editing, you want to finish your edit where the enemy's head is. So when you're editing a wall, you always want to edit upwards, as you can see, because when I edit upwards, my crosshair is instantly on the target's forehead. So right when I shoot, I instantly get a headshot, and whenever I edit downwards, you see I have to go for a flick shot, which makes it a lot less accurate, and you can still be consistent, but there's no reason to make the shot harder than it needs to be. So when I edit upwards, it's a lot easier to hit my shot. And so when it comes to wall edits, that's important, but any type of edit, because say I want to shoot a guy who's directly in front of me, I always want to make sure that I finish the edit exactly where the other player is. You never want to finish your edit and then have to go for a flick shot immediately after. It can look pretty cool for some Instagram highlights, but if you want to be consistent and hit more shots, you always have to try to keep your crosshair right where you want it at all times. And just in another example, it could be applied to stare edits. Say you're in a box fight against another player, you want to make sure that as soon as you finish the edit, that edit is where the other player needs to be. Because if I edit downwards and the player is, say, to the upper right of me, then I have to flick up just to hit a shot. So whenever you're editing any structure, it doesn't matter if it's stairs, it doesn't matter if it's a wall or a roof, a cone, it doesn't matter. Wherever you finish your edit is where the other player that you're shooting at should be. And that's how you're going to make sure that you're going to be as consistent as possible, and you're going to hit the most amount of shots. Because it is really important too, because some of you guys, even if you hit your shots, if you don't hit it for enough pellets, so say you only hit like partially on their body, you're going to get a lot less damage, and you're going to get a lot less damage if you're not hitting headshots. So that's why it's so important to make sure your crosshair placement is perfect. And some of you guys might not even be thinking about it when it comes to editing, because you can just see when I edit in a downwards motion, it's so much harder to hit shots, and even if I do, it's not for as much damage as when I edit upwards, because I instantly finish that edit right at the target's head. So it's a lot easier, I'm hitting for a lot more damage, and something as simple as that and just keeping it in mind when you're playing in a game is really going to make a huge difference on your accuracy and improve it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, you guys found it helpful, and it helped improve your aim. If you guys could, hit that like button, make sure you guys do subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Hit the notification bell so you guys get notified every single time I upload a new video. And with that being said, I do appreciate you guys watching the video, and alright guys, I'll see you next video.